Hi, this is Paul with Promisec, and in this short Promisec video, we will walk you through Promisec Endpoint Manager and the SANS controls that map directly to the Promisec solution. Promisec's Endpoint Manager is a leader in the endpoint detection and remediation market without the use of any agents. SANS is one of the most trusted and by far the largest source for information security and training and certification in the world. It also develops, maintains, and makes available at no cost the largest collection of research documents about various aspects of information security. One of the things that we'd like to show you in this is that you have the ability with Promisec Endpoint Manager to map to 6 of the 20 SANS critical controls for endpoints without the use of any agent methodology. Posted on the Promisec website, we have 2 different white papers and product evaluations that were done. Here we can see we have the Promisec and how we map to those controls. And here, SANS did a comprehensive, most favorable review of the Promisec Endpoint Manager. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we map to within there. I'm going to bring up, and as you can see down here, we have inventory, authorized and unauthorized devices, and authorized and unauthorized software. So if we take a look into Promisec, what we have here is the inventory and asset module. Here you can see in between inspection cycle, we can see what's been removed from the endpoint, or more importantly, what's been added or changed. Here we can see with the Promisec Endpoint Manager solution, there was a recent upgrade done from version 12711 to 12314. And as you can see, we picked it up. Here you can do enterprise rollup of all the applications that are installed in your enterprise, including applications that don't use standard add remove programs standards from Microsoft to do their installation. An example would be PuTTY, but we can find it. We can also drill down and see where any of the antivirus software is deployed. Here we see the 6 endpoints where it's deployed to and what version and operating system are associated with it. This also includes hardware. Here you can see we get all the way down to the BIOS asset tag level. We can tell you what's installed on it, the spaces, all the important hardware information. So if you have to go to Windows 10, you can make sure the resource has the resources to support the operating system. This also includes noticing if they're virtualized. We're seeing a lot of common issues with users in the community downloading VM player or workstation to their endpoint, bringing up another operating system, and it wouldn't be secured unless you can find with visibility. Here we can also see what peripherals are attached to that endpoint, and also we can see comprehensively what MSDN serial number was used to install it, thus making sure you're staying compliant with Microsoft licensing. The next thing that we get to take a look at is very simply what is secure configuration for hardware and software on mobile devices, laptop, workstations, and servers. Here we can see that we have the ability to go out there, and I'll bring up the Promisec Endpoint Manager main console. Here, I'm going to bring up a specific configuration as an example. So I'm going to come up here, minimize this, maximize the sample of our configurations, and these are all the potentially unwanted programs or blacklist objects that our engineering and research at Promisec have done. Here you can see peer-to-peer, remote control, network, hacking tools, specific files, or define your own. We can even make sure policies are being met and making sure there's no configuration drift on those endpoints, because here's what we want to be on the endpoint and to be compliant, making sure that antivirus, service packs, hot fixes, standards are being met. As you can see here, we have built-in system NIST benchmarks. You can run it, and remember, Promisec is an exception-based reporting. It's only going to show you what's not compliant. This also includes the ability to see who has local admin rights, so you can control administrative level privilege controls on there. Here, if you run the inspection and you point it to a standard common image or common operating environment computer, we can bring this detail of information in, turn everything off here on the left, run it, and be displayed what is the non-compliant or exception-based. We also have the ability within the SANS controls, if we come back up here, we've covered the first 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to take a look at malware defense, because we've added file integrity management to our solution. And here you can see specifically that we have a cyber module where we can comprehensively go out to the endpoint, gather the SHA-1, SHA-256 or MD5 hash, the executable, the DLL, the installer, or all the files on the hard drive. And that also includes running processes. If you toggle on determine the file reputation, we automatically have it scored by virus total, the hash is sent to them, and the return value, and then we categorize it within our console. And as you can see from there, we'll bring that information back into the endpoint. Here, if we look, we can also see the results coming back. Here we found bad reputations running. Now this goes into another control of incident response. Here you can see you can actually dump the forensics, do some forensics, download the master file table. You can also go down to our user define. You can send it out to virus total for further investigation and research. You can also launch a specific action. In this use case, we're leveraging a VB script to download the Microsoft removal tool and downloading it to that endpoint and having it run. So effectively using incident response and other things out onto that endpoint. And as you can see, there's the incident response one that's available there. And of course, you can go out to the SANS site and you can download this yourself. Here you can see this is the actual site for SANS that has these defined here, the critical controls, top 20. Promisec's EDR is a leader, mapping to 6. More will be mapped to in the future. Well, thanks for listening to Promisec. Stay tuned for more videos and short informational videos coming out to help Promisec and potential Promisec users. Thanks.